Hello, Rama Pupoda. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with Ramaswami Pillai. Rarely did he go into the hall where Bhagavan sat. He would normally prostrate before Bhagavan early in the morning and leave for his long, grueling day of work. He had a unique sense of humor. One day, when he came into the hall, he found two groups of traditional Hindus having an animated discussion. One group affirmed that according to the scriptures, Shiva, the male god, reigns supreme. The other group asserted that Shiva's wife, Shakti, is supreme. Shakti means power. As a matter of fact, one section of the scripture says that even Shiva gets his power from Shakti. The two groups kept arguing in Bhagavan's presence, while Bhagavan looked so uninvolved. Bhagavan's interest was aroused when he saw Ramaswami Pillai because he was a humorous and frank devotee. When Ramaswami Pillai learned what the argument was about, he said, "Oh, this is very simple. The female group is strongest because," he said, quoting in English, "he is contained in she, so she is the most powerful." "What is the problem?" The entire Shakti group clapped and exclaimed, "Ah, we have won!" But Ramaswami Pillai continued, "Wait, wait, wait. He can remain independently as he, but she cannot remain independently as she. He has to be there, otherwise she can't exist." The Shiva propagators applauded and exclaimed, "Oh, we have won!" Bhagavan laughed uproariously, admiring Ramaswami Pillai's sense of humor. Whenever he came into the hall, Bhagavan would take great interest. Bhagavan liked unpretentiousness, and this was Ramaswami Pillai's greatest quality. With all his humor, he used to din into my ears, "You must do self-inquiry." In the presence of Bhagavan, we could feel that the mind was only a shadow of the self. The ego, the mind, is only a shadow of the self, an unwanted accretion, a state of ignorance. Then he would say humorously, "Nothing will be lost by its destruction." This falseness has to be and can certainly be dissolved by steady enquiry into oneself. Such enquiry itself is the grace of the Sadguru. All other efforts are definitely a waste of time. As we saw earlier, from the very first day he met Bhagavan, he had started memorizing Bhagavan's written works and verses. As the days went by, Bhagavan wrote many more verses. All the verses were mainly 4-line verses. In the evenings, Parayana or chanting was done by two groups. One group would chant the first 2 lines and the other group would sing the next 2 lines. The Parayana was set to a particular raga or tune and everyone was expected to follow it. But Ramaswami Pillai was a very excitable man. He would suddenly take off on a tangent and then start shouting the Parayana in a totally different tune. This created a problem for the people in his Parayana group. They approached Bhagavan and complained, "Bhagavan, Ramaswami Pillai does not follow the group. He goes off on a tangent. Please solve this problem." Bhagavan replied, "What is the problem? He has got such a stentorian voice. Let him sing alone on one side while all of you sing on the other side as one group." Ramaswami Pillai continued to shout out his own tune, while the rest stuck to the tune of the Parayana. During his last days, he could not eat the ashram food, as he had lost all his teeth. He would eat only Mumbai alwa, a sweet made out of wheat and sugar. Since it was soft like jelly, he could easily swallow it. The alwa was his only source of nourishment. I used to provide him with it. He was staying inside the ashram and I had assigned him a room with an attached bathroom. I also appointed an attendant to look after his needs. On one occasion, the yoga guru TKV Deshikachar came from Chennai along with his group of teachers. He was a yoga teacher of repute and had taught me yoga and pranayama. I had invited him into Ramana Ashramam. My friend Anuradha and I took the group round the ashram and also to Kanda ashram. On the way, I was telling Deshikachar that the path we were walking on was laid by a sturdy man who was now more than 100 years old. Deshikachar's father, Sri Krishnamachari, was a great yogi who lived for 101 years. On coming back from Skanda ashram, Deshikachar asked us, could I meet the 100-year-old man? I took him to Ramaswami Pillai's room. As always, he was excited when he saw me. Ganesan, he said, come. Why have you come alone? Bring your father, brother Sundaram and Mani. Also bring everyone in the ashram and in Ramana Nagar. I want to see them all. I was quite surprised as he was not a friendly or social person. It was time for him to have his alwa. When I put out my hand, he gave it a pat and said, you are my child. You are asking me by holding out your hand. Come here. Saying this, he started feeding me alwa as if I was a child. This happened in 1995, more than 15 years ago. When I was nearing 60 years, I was not a child, but he was feeding me. He then distributed the halwa with his own hands. Deshikachar enjoyed the scene and then said, you used to say that he does prayana and has a beautiful voice. Could we hear him sing some songs? I said, Ramaswami Pillai, they want to hear you sing. Please sing some song of Bhagavan. At this, he got very angry and declared, what do you mean by some song of Bhagavan? For me, there is only one song, and that is Bhagavan's Akshara Ramana. He sang in his powerful voice. When he came to the 10th verse, he started panting. I immediately embraced him affectionately and pleaded, Ramaswami Pillai, please stop. That is enough. Oh, you want me to stop? Yes, I will stop, he responded. It was 3:30 in the afternoon when we took leave of him. As soon as we left the scene, he started singing Akshara Ramana Malai from where he had stopped. His attendant later said that he sang until 5 in the evening. Then he told the attendant, sit me up on my bed. He continued singing with full consciousness until he dropped the body. I was not present at that time, but the next day we laid him to rest within the ashram premises singing Akshara Ramana Malai as wanted by him. All the residents of Ramana Ashramam and Ramana Nagar were there. I made the arrangements and interred him. Ramaswami Pillai, a very sturdy rock, had merged with Arunachala. I love him because Bhagavan loved him and he loved Bhagavan. He served not only the ashram but also every devotee of Bhagavan. The path to Kanda ashram will remain for hundreds and hundreds of years, and every rock will talk about Ramaswami Pillai, whether we human beings are grateful to him or not for the service done by him. Every coconut tree in Ramana Ashramam will remain grateful to him. After Ramaswami Pillai's Samadhi was completed, the ashram president asked me to surrender the keys of the room that I was occupying. Mother Krishna Bai whispered in my ears, Bhagavan is giving you pension. Surrender the keys and be free. After 37 years of service, that was the day that I walked away from Karma Yoga and the ashram. I pay homage to Ramaswami Pillai. That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.